Vanguard. Let's start with that one. Aftermath of presidential poll. INEC must probe why upload of elections to IREV failed. Jega. I wanted to say wow, but then I'm saying okay, because
you no longer.
Apologies for that. Because remind me, Jega was chairman of this same INEC, and there were a lot of inconsistencies and questions about how even the commission performed under his leadership. And well, doesn't mean he can't say what he has to say. So I think it's about looking at the message and forgetting about the messenger in this case. INEC must probe why upload of elections to IREV failed. Jega. And Delta police parade man for allegedly flogging teacher to death. As some of the things teachers suffer. You touch the child and then the parents come. Some come with even military men in military uniform to the schools to intimidate, harass, and why would you flog my son? Not to say that some teachers, on the other hand, do not get too excited when they do stuff like that. I mean, disciplining a child. Some of them just go overboard. But this is what it is. Can the Supreme Court satisfy Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi? Rotimi Fason. Bayelsa Guba polls. INEC releases amended candidates list. Removes APC's silver. Our lives are in danger for refusing to become chief priests. Siblings. That's also a headline on the Vanguard newspaper. CAC uncovers 189 fake companies used in securing land allocation in FCT. Interesting. A commercial is next. Afterwards, we come back and take some more headlines and your contributions.
What are heroes made of?
A hero is made of
threatens strike. Remember, I had spoken with the TUC chairman in Rivers State, and I was also supposed to speak with the National Assistant Secretary General. Remember that? And I think it was the meeting, because he had said that they were going for a meeting in Abuja, and perhaps that's where this is coming from. The TUC chairman had also hinted on similar position and their discomfort with how slow it's taking the government and how long it's taking the government to implement the agreement. Tribunal orders MTN to pay $72.5 million fine to FIRS. This is not Tinubu I know in trenches, says Arewa youth leader. Labour wants federal government, over delayed MOU, threatened strike. We already talked about that. NNPC Limited records 149 oil theft cases in 1 week. Those are headlines you would see on the Punch, and this is interesting. Multiple taxation. Tinubu panel asks government to drop 190 taxes. OPS blames states. Now, these are the various headlines you would see on the Punch newspaper this morning. The numbers to call are 0817 923 0003. 0817 923 0003. You can also call 0817 923 0007, or either of those numbers, and you get access to us here in the studio. You can use WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416 and send in your messages. I'll be taking a few messages first on WhatsApp and Facebook before we go on to the phone lines. This person says, Andrew, good morning. I wonder who the NGOs want to appoint head of electoral bodies. They and indeed all Nigerians need to worry about institutional failures. Even in advanced countries, the politicians appoint their men, but there's little they can do to manipulate the outcome of even a single polling unit, not to talk of an entire electoral process. How can IREV fail to upload and it is 8 months later? Yakubu is saying INEC needs to probe why it didn't upload. Not even the outcome of a probe. This is an example of the institutional failure. Text from Oyigbo. You sent that message in. This one says, good morning, Andrew. Now that, Tonya Cole is on a mission of try your luck. He is fighting a one-man fight because the APC National had already withdrawn their case challenging the outcome of the just concluded governorship elections in the state. So what's the essence of Cole approaching appeal court? Andrew, do we have independent candidates in our constitution? Thank God Ability Atuegbu sent that one in. But then the law also says if he had filed that suit in his own capacity as the candidate, then he can. If you remember, even for the Labour Party, there were similar issues about filing, especially when the chairman of they had issues with the leadership of the party, if you remember that, and there was a lot of back and forth, and the chairman of the party was even talking. One faction was saying, well, we did not go to court with this and that. We've had similar issues like this. So if the court thinks that he is not qualified to go on with the matter after his party had withdrawn, then the court would make that known. INEC must probe why uploading of result failed. Years ago, President Tinubu laid the foundation where we are now, and Jega was the tool. And Unobi Oyekachi KC, Professor Jega calling on the probe of INEC inability to upload results to IREV is like kettle calling pot black. I urge Professor Jega to keep his advice to himself because INEC became worse under his watch. Wayike Odinaka, you sent that one in. FCT Minister appoints former commissioner. I'm sorry to ask it. Who is really in charge? FCT Minister. I don't get that. Interestingly, Jega has become a crusader of electoral rectitude. The National Assembly should just continue to improve our electoral system. Kinsley Onwuka, that's a message from you. Another person here says Tonya Cole should stop wasting his money on people that are already rich. There are people that need that money. If he doesn't, that's Wanyan Obioma Noble from Echie. Good morning, Andrew. Is APC Tonya Cole not tired of this battle, Dokubo? You were asking that question, and this one says Labour threatens to go on an indefinite strike for lack of fulfillment of agreement. That's not a good one. The federal government should do the needful to fulfill their promise. If not, I will tag them as insensitive government. John Robinson Miche. If anybody asks me to say something, okay, let me just don't call me a prophet, but the chances of Labour going on the total indefinite strike is very slim, because we already have the festive season around the corner. The Christmas period is a couple of weeks away. So it's very slim. The chances are very slim that they would. So I'm pretty sure some sort of another agreement for time would be entered into with the government. That's what it would eventually turn out to be. Let's see what we have on Facebook. Remember, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH is the handle on Facebook, so you can join in on the conversation there and send your thoughts across to us, and I'll be taking them. You can watch, and that's the beauty of Facebook. Watch us live and drop your comments at the same time. The numbers to call again are 0817 923 0007, 0817 923 0003. And plenty of messages. Tanya Cole should go into appeal court. Any court appeal against PDP ruling party at the presidential level is null and void. Bakel Menegbo. Otong Sunday says, I kept asking questions. Is our government hearing the cry of the people? Aerospief says, I think multiple taxation is the main reason why the state can't beat Lagos in development, even with the huge natural resources. That's from Aerospief. Right, keep those messages coming in on Facebook. We'll be taking as much as possible as they come. All right, we'll be taking some phone calls now. Please do well to state your name and where you are calling from before you go straight to your point. All right, Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning, it's me, Andrew.
All right, tell us your name and then where you're calling from and straight to the point.
Frank from D-Line. Okay,
go on, Frank.
APC government candidates have gone to appeal court to challenge the victory of Simeon Fuel of PDP. Well, to them it's a good one, but I want to tell them that it's not about to go in, because another thing is to have justice there. Although I agree with what Darlington Woji said, that he will abide by what the court will say, and I said let him abide, not when the court will favor PDP, he will accuse the judges. So for the PDP receiver, it's a good one. Let him go arrest. The PDP will take the state. This is my comment. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Nigeria Info, good morning. Oh, we lost that call. Hello, good morning, Nigeria Info.
My name is Akanto. I'm calling from Akanto State here in Morocco. Good friend Andrew, how are you doing this morning?
Fantastic. Go ahead.
Yes, Labour calls one federal government slow in implementation MOU. I don't know what the federal. You see, as a new list, I think every time we support Labour Union. Because we have our own 3C of consultation. Before confrontation will be in that C. And at this point in time, Labour Union has given enough time to the federal government to implement the agreement reached a few months ago, or a few weeks ago. I think at this point in time they should implement, and they also find a way to build the refinery. They said Protocol refinery will be built December, will be functional by December this year. We have a few days now to enter into November, and I don't know the state of the Protocol refinery. So I know, and the way of sharing palliatives is one of the agreements with the federal government. Other ones, I want to appeal to the federal government. They can hear me from here. The federal government, under please implement the agreement reached by Labour. And finally, the appointment of my brother, my friend, Dr. Fred Bako as the SSA on to the Minister of Federal Capital Territory on environmental and waste management. I think this is a plus not only to Rivers people, but particularly the children of Ogoni people. I think we have been seeing our people at the center state of Nigeria politics. So kudos to Fred Bako, and I will need more expectation for him. Because who more is giving, much is expected.
All right, thank you very much. Let's get on to another caller now. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Andrew Skukugan for Monument.
Go ahead.
Andrew, Labour threatened to run that strike again. Andrew, I never believed Labour. Whatever Labour, let us say 200 times, I never believe that Labour can go on strike in Nigeria. The way this Labour are doing in Nigeria, Labour like a bulldog that has nothing to bite. So Labour can never bite. Or their action in action have shown Nigeria that Labour is compromised. So for biting, they cannot bite. For Jiga advising Mahmoud to probe why IREG fails. I'm still standing with Jiga. Mahmoud Yakubu did what he did in April, February, and March. It's as a show of shame to Nigeria. After go to Chatham House, go to BBC, go to Al Jazeera, go to Voice of America, everywhere, and make promise that it was an election to IREF. He failed Nigerians. After 1 week, 1 month before election can be posted in our IREF, so the gas should be probed. If it's a foreign country that this man has all this kind of things, by now he should be in jail because the man that promised to Nigeria that he would do something and now he come back to fail this country in Nigeria. So for me, Jiga should be now probed. DSS should probe Jiga why he failed to traverse the election after some many days, which he promised Nigeria, spend how many billions of naira for the election.
All right, thank you very much.
Nigeria. So for me, DSS should probe Jiga.
Point has been made. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning, the very distinguished Ifemi Andrew.
All right, go ahead. Fine, thank you. Go on.
I think
your name first and where you're calling from.
Appealing,
hello, your name and where you are calling me from.
Right to do the needful.
We have to move to another caller. When you call us, tell us your name and where you're calling from before you go ahead, okay? Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Honorable Daddy calling from Nkoro.
Go ahead.
I want to talk about the Tonyeko going to appeal court. You see, the election that brought the golden governor of Rivers State has seen Kubara in my local government, I'm from Nkoro local government, was free and fair. I want to go. I know it's his right to go to appeal court, to use his strength to support the golden governor of Rivers State, to move Rivers State further. You see the 100 days of the governor. Look at everywhere is booming with projects, commissioning and everything. I believe the governor will do well. So he should use his strength to support the governor, not to go to appeal court. I know he will not win there by the grace of God. And former governor Ezebonyi Sowike appoint Fred Bako. Yes, I love governor. Former governor Sowike is trying. He's trying for Ogoni. He loves the people of Ogoni. He should try with his good work. Thank you very much. God bless you. I remain on Rebida from Nkoro. Good morning, my lovely.
All right, good morning. Hello, Nigeria Info. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Clinton, calling from Bowie.
All right, Clinton, go ahead.
All right, Andrew. I want to talk about the INEC delisting Dr. Fred. This other man.
Timothy Silva.
The Bayelsa Goba candidate of
Timothy
APC.
Silva of the APC in Bayelsa State.
Yes. So I think it's very important that our judicial system be fair when giving judgment. INEC they are just following the law, but the process that removed him from there was wrongly done because the man conducted an election and the election was cancelled. So if a process was cancelled, it means that nothing existed. And they went forward and conducted the election and won it again. And now they're not removing it based on the fact that they said it has taken out of office twice. And it's wrong. So I think that going forward, the APC stands a chance of losing on the election. But going forward, he can get the judgment at the Supreme Court. Thank you very much.
All right. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
I'm Mrs. Uche Ken. I'm calling from Eche.
Okay.
Yes, let me look at Labour threatens nationwide strike again if federal government fails to implement their agreement between now and 30th of October. I want to call Labour threatens, and I have called them. You guys are making strike and protest look like free education or marriage that were built on a pastor's instruction, not your decision. How many times will you embark on strike? Are you telling us that what you're doing is no longer useful? Then while we criticize Labour, we should also ask federal government, what will be their best in pushing Labour back and front? If federal government can borrow money to buy SUV cars for our lawmakers, if they can borrow money to renovate for some of the ministries, I believe the same bank can lend them or borrow them money to implement a little agreement that will benefit the masses. Labour, please, when you embark this strike again, because many people have lost confidence in you, please go to strike, embark strike, carry to the glue, come and wear, so that when federal government realize you are not talking, they will come up and do something. Then finally, APC governorship candidate Eko files appeal in appeal court. For me, it is a right for him to approach the court. But one thing I am very sure is you cannot reap where you did not sow, or you cannot put something on nothing and expecting to reap something.
All right, let's move on to another caller now. Nigeria Info. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Chief Comrade Embry.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, threatening to go to strike by 30th of October. Well, I want to appeal to I'm a unionist, but they should be able to see how they dialogue with the government. People have long expected them to go to strike, and they refuse to go to the strike. So if they cannot go to the strike, they should be able to dialogue with the government, because we are getting to the festive season, and let them not put the into crisis. And also, Toyeko, the standard bearer of APC State, getting his appeal, it's a good one, because he must really fight, because the people gave him their mandate, and let him fight it. If the court thinks that no, this is what the court wants and not what the people want, so be it. And also, to be precise, court, INEC removing APC from the ballot. Well, that is the kind of country we have, the judges that we have. International communities are watching Nigerian judges when they cannot do the needful. Well, at the end of the day, whatever that comes from the appeal, let them take it. Thank you and God bless you. I remain Chief Comrade. I am Briggs.
All right, thank you very much, Briggs. And we have a couple of messages on WhatsApp and on Facebook. Let's start with the WhatsApp portal and see some more messages here. And this one says, good morning. Interestingly, Jega calling for a probe of INEC, that's laughable, because for all I know, INEC as a body is more corrupt under his watch. Obiajunwa, thank God. We don't have organized labor in Nigeria. NLC's threat of an indefinite strike would not work. Vic from Aoda. Festus Hart says, I'm not surprised that labor is doubtful of the federal government's capacity to uphold agreements, as those measures are just quick fix. Refinery capacity is the main lacuna. That was part of the agreement. If you listen to my conversation with the TUC chairman, if you did not, well, you can listen to it again on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Like the page, go there, scroll through the contents. We have loads of posts up there. And you'd see my conversation with the Foster Onyefuru, who's the chairman of the TUC in the state. And yeah, you would find the details of that. Because the refinery working is one of the demands that was made in that agreement. Rogers from Robodomaya said, current NLC group is worse since 1999. People addressing INEC chairman as Mahmoud should know that addressing him as such will not take away the professorship title. Thank you and have a great day. Well, Labour should stop treating federal government, threatening the federal government with strike. Nigerians have lost hope in Labour. They should go and rest. Skillful Piro, you sent in that message. This one says, Jega has a right to comment on Nigeria's election. Exactly. Nobody will arrest Jega. Election in Nigeria was near better during Jega, but it became useless under Mahmoud. So Jega has a moral right to talk. Good morning. Nigerians should use Jega's statement as a stepping stone to handle INEC once and for all. Thanks, Abiodun from Port Harcourt. And this person says, Toniko going to appeal is a welcome development. I wish him well. What is happening in the state? Nobody is talking to anybody. Everywhere is just quiet. Please, somebody needs... Look, if I Chuku Nwodo, I wouldn't know who to ask this question you're asking me. Labour and the federal government, it's a big joke. And Didu Wisdom from Omuma, you sent that message in. I'll go to Facebook and see the messages that we have. Quite a number of them coming in. Clever Sonny says, appointing Dr. Fred as SSA is a slap to the people of Ogoni land. Why not appoint him into NDDC or make him a governor? Will he make him a governor? I think people would vote for a person to be governor, right? That's on Facebook. Let's see what we have on X as well. What your comments are. Keep them coming in. Nigeria Info PH is what the handle is if you want to join the community on X. The release of female journalists is okay. Labour threatens fresh strike over delayed agreement. Labour should let us be because we've lost confidence in them. Godswill Amadi from Ozuzu Echie. That message is from you. This person says, good morning. NLC who are working for their selfish interest should note that $1 is equivalent to 1,000 naira now. So they should allow the federal government to take their time and fix their problem. Sugar Boy Christian. Your deal of Timothy Silva is the result of another political grandstanding in the APC. I expect him to take leadership and elderly seats and allow the younger breeds to take their turn. Eleondu Indidi. You sent that one in. This person says, I want to react assault of police crew at Elioso flyover. I experienced the same fate at the same place last week. I was riding with a friend.
What are heroes made of?
A hero is made of courage.
A hero is made of the acts of bravery.
A hero is made of